You know this prayer, so you're going to say it with me. We call it the Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, who has given us life, who has sustained us through a very, 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 very long winter, and who has enabled us to come together on this beautiful Shabbat evening tonight. Amen.
Amen.
It is miraculous to see you all and to see your lips. Love seeing your lips. We do have new COVID guidelines as of this, our first gathering, which is that we do ask you in when you're in a tight crowd to wear your masks. And certainly once you're seated and you're comfortable, you can take those masks off. Remember that there are some people who don't have the privilege yet of being vaccinated. So we want to be respectful of them. And we want to take advantage of all the gains we have made and all the obstacles we have overcome. And so feel free. Well, I feel funny already to say feel free to take off your mask, because I think you felt free. And for those of you who are on Zoom, welcome. I see one of you is in your car. I understand that you were in traffic. You wanted to be here in person. You're in your car. I love that you still want to be here. But, you know, safety rules. So whatever you have to do to drive safe and be present somewhat in Zoom. So Shabbat Shalom to all of you. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. Shabbat Shalom, Cantor.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
Let's sing.
Maybe not like that.
We're going to do a Hine Ma Tov.
Hine ma tovu
We have simchas this weekend. And so first I want to welcome our high school seniors who we are celebrating with this evening. They're getting the snaps and you're getting the snaps. Mazel tov to you. And Jonah Cohn, raise your hand. There he is. Jonah Cohn will be celebrating his bar mitzvah tomorrow. So he's getting some snaps too. And on Sunday, it's Rick and Ann Calvert will be celebrating the Brit Shalom of their grandson, Luca. And that means that Eliza Calvert Batisto has a new grandson. So Eliza and Ryan, we say Mazel Tov to you also. So those are great things to be celebrating. And in honor of Jonah's bar mitzvah, we are going to ask his mother, Ellen, and his sister, Hannah, to come forward to light our Shabbat candles. And if you want to take the reading right here so everybody can hear through the microphone, and then you can
At these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them. So may we be by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel and who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
and stay there.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav mitzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And a big Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to turn to page 3 and continue with Lecha Dodi. When we get to the verse Bo'ii v'Shalom, that's an invitation to rise and turn to that door over there. And then remain standing for the Baruch Hu. But a reminder as well that when I say please rise, especially on a slanted ground, it can be tricky. And so I'll say very succinctly and clearly, please rise if you are able. And if you're not able to rise physically, we know you're rising in spirit. So, Lecha Dodi. If you didn't remain standing, we rise for the Baruch Hu. Please be seated as we turn to page 4 and read our Ma'ariv Aravim prayer together. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, creator of the tide of time. You guide the current of day into night, creating this moment of change in which stars flow through the heavens. We ride your wave of transformation, away from work and struggle toward you and your holiness. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Adonai, when you gave us Torah, you revealed your love and compassion for us. Your Torah teachings guide us toward holiness and justice. What greater gift might we receive than the Torah, the heart of our lives? It is in our love of you that we strive to be the holy people we might be. Praise to you, Adonai, who expresses love of Israel through words of Torah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Jonah Cohn, would you come on, join us up here and help guide us through our Shema and V'ahavta.
So I'll do the Shema first, and then you can do the V'ahavta.
All right.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'chayu ha'devarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzvavecha chayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha u'divarta bam v'shivtecha beveitecha Uvlechtecha v'derech, u'shofbecha u'vkumecha, u'kshartam leot al yadecha, v'chayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'ktavtam al mezuzot techa, u'visharecha.
Limon.
Oh shit.
Hold on.
Oh wait. I think I got lost. What page is it?
Are you ready?
Yeah. Leman tiskaru ba'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kirshim le'elohehim. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim le'ot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. Second
Nice.
page. Oh,
You're good. Mouse is
Page 6. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it's eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
Kodesh,
The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days God made heaven and earth. And on the seventh day, God ceased from working and was refreshed.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
More than it is Israel who has kept Shabbat, it is Shabbat that has kept the Jewish people. We turn the middle of page 7 for our tefillah. Please rise as you are able.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftach Ufi Agita Hilatecha Adonai open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומק נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בגבורות ומדומה לו, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. Page 9. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed. And we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it.
Shalom, shalom, bimrama, uyase shalom aleinu, el kol Yisrael, meimru amen. Uyase shalom.
I mentioned at the beginning of our service that this is high school graduation Shabbat, and I see our Zoomers there. I would ask you to rise for a minute, but that's not really gonna help us out. So you just hold on right there. And if you're present in the congregation physically, would you please rise, our high school graduates? Oh, sorry, yeah, no, I mean, if you're graduating from high school in 2021, please rise. Oh my goodness, there we are. It's, you know, I almost don't even recognize you anymore. I saw Eliana Leventhal before, so I kind of got like, I was able to get my bearings. So mazel tov to you, Eliana. Of course, Cantor Boyle doesn't know, but I don't know how we went through tefillah for a day, any day, without Eliana at the controls. So I'll picture you there at that computer helping us out, and most appreciated. But I'm going to let you sit down for now because I have some things to tell you, but you know, I'll let you sit for those. No, sorry. If your name is Eliana, you can sit down because I think we got Ella Kagan. There's Ella. Ella, our kindergartners are still missing you and pining for you. because you were so wonderful as a madricha in the classroom. And you've got to come check out and see if we actually were able to grow the seed that we planted at TBT lo these many years ago. We'll see. But you can sit down now for a moment. And I think that we are now at Eve. Oh, yeah. Eve Young. Eve Young, my neighbor. Nancy and I run across Eve because she lives around the corner from us. And her twin sister, Juliet Young, is right there. So Juliet and Eve, I think Juliet had a volleyball game in Boston. Is that what happened? Did she win? Do you know? Well, she's a winner, you know, whatever the score in the volleyball game, a winner. So good to see you, Eve, and Juliet also. Yeah. And that's Maddie San Marco. So everybody here is going to be really excited to know that Maddie San Marco is going to Tulane University and has already connected with Dr. Gaines for about, you know, so she's just set for life. And that's fantastic. We're really excited for you and excited for him. So, okay, you can sit down. And Olivia Kaplan. Olivia Kaplan, you know, Olivia Kaplan, one of my favorite things in JChat, it was Olivia Kaplan who said, let's learn some conversational Hebrew. And that's what we did. And so toda rabah to you and b'hatzlacha when you go off to college. I think you're going to Wesleyan University, and some people here know some folks at Wesleyan, and they can give you the ins and outs of Wesleyan. And so those are you can sit down, but we've got some others here, and I want to congratulate Simon Pinchbeck and Sam Reed and Dashiell Rich and Noah Stein. We're delighted. And Sabrina, oh, you thought I missed you. Sabrina Koff as well. So congratulations on going to college. Congratulations on making it through high school. And I just have a little something I wanted to share with you because this moment makes me think of my partner, Nancy, because when our firstborn went to college, Nancy had a certain reaction as she watched Jill go off to her dorm room. She turned around to me and she said, oh my God, I forgot to teach her how to clean the toilets, you know? And then, you know, or fill in the blank. I forgot to teach them how to do the laundry. Forgot to teach them how to make hospital corners, if anybody knows what those are. I do good hospital corners, I just got to tell you. But for those of you who are graduating from high school, I think you are ready, and you're ready Jewishly. I feel like we served you well and you rose to the occasion, and you're going to be proud, wonderful, strong Jews on campus. But if I have a little bit of a hesitation, it's, I forgot to teach you how to cope with the vitriolic politics surrounding Israel and Palestine on the college campus. And I tried, but I feel like I worry that you're not ready for what might hit you when you get to college. And so, right now we're in a tense moment in the Middle East. It's always a tense moment. The fact that bombs weren't being tossed one side to the other in the past years doesn't mean that it wasn't a tense moment. It's always a tense moment because we haven't solved the problem of the Middle East. But it's been a particularly tough moment, and we are very, very grateful that there's a ceasefire in place right now. But I want to share with you some remarks that the president of the Hebrew Union College, which is the seminary that I went to, some remarks that he shared, short remarks, to the students and to the community know that Hebrew Union College has a Jerusalem campus. I spent a year in Jerusalem when I was studying for the rabbinate, and then has stateside campuses as well. So Israel, the school right now feels very split and concerned about what's going on because we're all family and our family is being torn apart. But this is what he said, and I think these are words that can serve you well too as you go off to campus. Our own community includes a broad range of passionately held opinions relating to the current hostilities and to their underlying causes. I would venture to say that we do as well. And we are enriched by this range of opinion, even if some of us are enervated or enraged by some of the particular opinions. I don't want to adjudicate between these views or to restrict the kind of debate that is the lifeblood of engaged leadership. But I do wish to articulate our core commitments as I understand them. And they are six. We stand with Israel. And you high school graduates, I hope you know that from the bottom of your hearts. We stand with Israel. It is the Israel committed to the defense and flourishing of the Jewish people and culture, secured by a government committed to promoting justice, equality, and the human rights of all over whom it exercises power. We stand with Israel, which means affirming the right of its citizens to live in peace and security, and reminding its government of the need to promote conditions conducive to this end. We stand with Israel, which means engaging with its complex reality rather than settling for a simple caricature, either angelic or demonic. We stand with Israel, which means finding ways of expressing support and empathy, even when we find particular policies or legislative initiatives difficult to understand. We stand with Israel, which means seeking to provide a bridge linking Israel to North America, even when the rift between these two great centers of Jewish life threatens to widen. We stand with Israel, which means acting as involved participants and not disengaged critics. And we at TBT stand with you, our high school graduates, and we know that you will go off and face the challenges that the college campus will bring because you will be honest, you will be forthright, you will listen, and you will speak up. We all look forward to the prospect of stemming the tide of human suffering. And at this moment, we all pray for an enduring and just peace for Jews and Palestinians, for Israel and its neighbors. May a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace, speedily descend upon the entire region. And may a Sukkot Shalom descend upon our graduates who I'm going to ask to come forward for 3 gifts. The first is the gift of a blessing. The second is the gift of Shabbat candlesticks that you can bring with you to school and light on Friday evenings without being fined for lighting candles in your dorm room. These Shabbat candles you are to receive are battery operated. And the third is an opportunity to take Jewish studies classes when you are in college. TBT will support you in that effort by giving you a $500 scholarship for every Jewish studies class No, I take that back. If you're a major, you're going to make us poor. You have the opportunity to take Jewish studies classes and getting a $500 scholarship for doing so. All you have to do is remember to register for those Jewish studies classes and then just call Rabbi Moss at TBT, send your transcript to him, and come back and tell us what you learned in class. The deal of the century. So please come forward for your blessing. And you guys are part of this blessing too. Okay, you know, we could, I usually do it, like this, but we'll do it like this. There we go. Oh, you stand over there and then I can see all of you at once. You stand on that side. Yeah. So here, you guys look great. Face me. Yeah, that's good. That's perfect. So here's the blessing for you. Baruch atah Adonai, hanotein la'adam bina. Blessed are you, O God, who gives people the opportunity to learn and understand. So now, as your high school graduation comes to a close, we pray that you will understand that you are just beginning to learn. Remember to hold all truth sacred, whether it comes from the Torah or it comes from the scholars of our own age. And may God help you to see beyond the surface of things. May God give you a discerning mind that you can recognize what is good and reject what is false and harmful. May you be God's partner in the work of creation all the days of your life. Wherever you go and whatever you do, may you be true to your people, Israel. May you be faithful to justice and truth, eager for knowledge and insight. And may the study of Torah and all learning be as sweet to you as honey to the lips. Amen. And now you can turn around. These are yours. You're welcome. You're welcome. And for those of you who are on Zoom, we have your gifts for you too, and we will get them to you, I promise. So while I'm in the spirit of gift giving, there's one more gift that I have to give. Those of you who were at the annual meeting on Wednesday evening, fantastic annual meeting, wasn't it? It was really awesome. And for those of you who were at the annual meeting, you heard me promise to give a gift to the president of our synagogue. And I just want to tell you that it is our tradition to have the congregation gives a gift to the president at the annual meeting after they serve their term and they are done with their tenure. And God bless them. Every single president that I have had the blessing of serving with is here this evening, unbeknownst to me, unrequired or called for. But so in the back, Susie Frisch, not my president, but my partner and the president of the temple. When I first came to the temple, she paved the way for me and for so much that happens at TBT. And she already got her gift, so I'm not going to call her forward, but she is a gift. And it's really wonderful to see you here. And then succeeding Susie was Stu Weinzimmer. And Stu Weinzimmer was my partner, not in crime, but my partner in all things wonderful, in just guiding the congregation. And we met, you know, it's our tradition to meet together on a weekly basis. And those were such fond times together. And then Jeff Babin, who, you know, I don't think, Jeff Babin, I was going to say you were the first, but you weren't. I think maybe each of you went on one of our trips to Israel when you, did you go to Israel when you were president? Or Eastern Europe you were? And president, for, see, you're vice president, you go on a trip to Israel, you come back and you're president. So Jeff Babin was also an incredible president and steward of the congregation. And now it's not the end of her tenure, but I felt like something would be missing if it wasn't time for a gift. You know, a tenure is typically 2 years, but this past year has felt like about 10 years. So I think getting a gift once a year, maybe even once a week is perfectly appropriate. And so Sarah Mervine, would you please come forward, because we so appreciate all the work that you do each and every day, minute by minute, on behalf of the temple. There's that is the gift. You want to just, here, I wrapped it. So that's the gift, and you can start to unwrap it if you want, but I want to tell people why that's the gift. First of all, there's a blessing in Jewish life. You say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu. You know that part. La'asok b'tzarkei tzibur, which means, blessed are you, God, who has given us the mitzvah of working on behalf of the community. And that is a blessing that Sarah models, because she labors on behalf of us all. And the most fun part is that she lives by mitzvot, and she's a student of Torah. And
Thank you. It's Torah, a women's commentary.
And as
I know you're all jealous, but I'll share it.
And as former President Stu Weinzimmer commented, the Torah, a women's commentary, it's not just for women. So thank you, Sarah. And you can open it up, it's plated for you. So, okay. And so glad we were able to deliver it in person. That's terrific. We're excited. Yes, you can bring it tomorrow to Torah study. Absolutely. Right. So we're going to continue in our service now on page 10, where you will find the words to the Misha Berach. Those of you who are on Zoom, if there are names you want to add, please do so in the chat. We include in our Misha Berach this evening, Josh Lipschutz, Patty Hayes, Carol Gordon, April D'Amato, Karen Flatley, Tom Louie, Joan Sidney, Elizabeth Fisher, Melissa Mahelko, Steve Wasserman, Rich Halperin, Carrie Siegel-White, the Arenzo family, Ken Silberstein, Nancy Spiro, John Marullo, Connie Ambrosino, Ira Weiss, Mareike Tanze, Jennifer Murphy, Andrea Schaffner, Deborah Poulin, Mickey Bart, Betsy Powers Brown, Mariel Sheepers and Harriet Cohn Haggerty, and Susan Snaufer. If there are others to include in our Misha Berach, if you put a hand up, I'll give you an opportunity to share a name. So in the back, Susie and Lauren. Our Misha Beirach. Jill, your turn.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Jill Lesage. I'm the co-director of programming on the board of directors. A warm welcome to any guests that are here with us tonight. And it really is great to be together in person with most of you tonight. Mazel tov to the graduating class and mazel tov to the Blanker-Cohn family. We have lots of Shabbat opportunities for this weekend. Torah study at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And at 10 a.m., we'll celebrate the bar mitzvah of Jonah Cohn. Sunday, religious school meets as scheduled. Links to all these events are in your inbox. And next Friday, May 28th, services will once again be in person at 6 p.m. right here on the green in Madison in front of the First Congregational Church as we celebrate the Men's Club Shabbat. This service will also be accessible on Zoom. And further information can be found on our website at www.tbtshoreline.org. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
We turn toward our Kaddish, and we think of our loved ones whom death has taken from us recently. 3 family members on the Shloshim list. So those who died in the past 30 days. Jerry Muskin, husband of Carol Muskin and father of Ben Muskin and Amy Shelton. And Paul Lerner, husband of Margaret Lerner. And Matt Tolchin, father of Ben Tolchin. We remember as well those for whom we observe Yortzeit. Barbara Horwitz, Stephen Passeltiner, Terry Brundage, David Stern, Herman Paul, Lucille Crumbine, Jerome Buzzy Levin, Pauline Grable, Howard Fausti, Clara Babenko, Herbert Gubitz, Stella Bagish, Rob Hedeman, Francis Walker, Richard Karamanis, Ruth Whalens, Bernard Eber, Martin Brill, and Selma Deitch. If there are others to add into our Kaddish, please do so by writing their names in the chat or by sharing a name right now. And I'll ask if there's anyone here who has lost a loved one in the last 30 days, please rise. And those who lost someone in this past year, please rise. And those observing a Yortzeit, please rise. And together we all rise for Kaddish. And you can find our Kaddish prayer in the booklet on page 12. We say together, Yikadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yahei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiram b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mroma, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may those we have loved and lost continue to be a blessing in our lives each and every day. As together we say, amen. And you may be seated. And well, what's an appropriate closing song, Cantor? We've got these high school graduates here. What do you think?
So there's a song called Lechi Lach. God say to Abraham, Lech Lecha, go forth to the land that I will show you. And so we conclude tonight with Lechi Lach, as each of you go forth, starting this new chapter of your lives. Lechi Lach, to a land that I will show you. Lech Lecha, to a place you do not know. Lechi Lach, on your journey I will bless you. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechi Lach, Lechi Lach, and I shall make your name great. Lech Lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechi Lach, to the place that I will show you. L'simchat chayim, l'simchat chayim, l'simchat chayim, Lechi Lach.
We are going to conclude with a Kiddush and Motzi. And Joan is going to lead us in those. So Joan is going to come back up to lead us in our Kiddush and Motzi. That's you, Jonah. That was your cue. And while he's coming up, I'll let you know that we actually, courtesy of Jonah's family, have some cups for Kiddush tonight. So we began with the Shehechianu. This is another Shehechianu moment for us that you'll have an opportunity for some Kiddush and Motzi yourselves in just a moment.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei puri hagafen. Amen.
L'chaim.
I'm going to take your mask
I'm
off.
going to take the mask off.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. One
Delicious.
more.
Oh.
And now you're going to sing a motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lachem min haaretz. Amen. Oh, sure. Thank you.
B'tevon,
Good, yes.
Shabbat Shalom.